Hi everyone. I thought I would start the video since I saw a few of you are waiting. I'm actually just clearing the cards and shuffling them, and it will take me like a minute or two still, okay? But I figured why not start? And I hope you're all doing really well. I've got so many messages that I've already picked up. Pulled a few cards to begin already. It's interesting what's happening here. When it flows so nice, it's quite meditative for me, I must say. I could do it for a very long time, just doing this. I remember when I don't even know how, if I saw someone else do it like this. It was so long ago, but I just loved it, like the feather of it, the feather energy of it. I always wanted to do the way the card players do it, and I used to try to do that, but it just wasn't natural to me. Oh, I just saw the moon and the sun. Hi guys, I'm just clearing these up and then I'll begin. I just thought I'd press play, right? Might as well get you guys on here and say hello. So there's a very special energy I'm picking up from these decks that I'm using here. I'll tell you the most interesting part about it. Though I am pulling for the Divine Masculine, there is such a strong birth energy, fertility energy, birthing. It's just literally birthing. And it's weird because how do you explain that, right? Like, how do I actually say it? It's that literally the Divine Masculines are about to basically enter it's not enter a portal. It's like going through this huge shift happening for them. So it's interesting. The best way I can explain it is the exact way that this card looks. So you'll see why when I show you the other cards. It's this energy, this intense energy, like you're trying to pop through a bubble and then you do it. So it's like that birth energy. Birth energy can also be about new ideas coming to life, new opportunities coming to fruition. Okay, we're going to start with this deck and let me just shuffle this deck. I just keep on seeing yes, to be honest. I just can't. I was on my desk and it was facing up, and every time I walked up, and if you saw it, said no, yes, better things, like great things are happening here. It really is an energy. It really is. Thank you for everyone who's joined my Patreon. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for everyone who hasn't joined my Patreon and likes my videos or watches them. I really appreciate you too. I appreciate you all for all of the gifts and donations. I know there's still gifts on the way. I don't even know how this post office works because this is really a long time, but I know they're on their way. Oh yeah, we're going to use this deck. Okay, so the way this reading is going to begin, we're going to do this beautiful pink deck that I love to use for the yes, no, maybe, but we're going to see what the energy is from your person. First, I'm just going to explain to you as well what has come out. We're going to put that away after, and we're just going to get messages from your person, okay? So let's start here. When I first had to pull some energy, and hi everyone, thank you for joining. just when I was picking out the decks and stuff, I like to know, like, where is this reading going? I knew I wanted to get a message from the Divine Masculine, so I kind of knew tarot didn't have to be involved, but these cards can be so telling. I don't have the name. They are on the list of cards I use, but these cards can be so telling. I no longer read from the book for these cards because I find it contradicts my view very strongly at times, and I don't have, I don't want to have to fight with my view. And anyways, these cards are amazing. So this card, which would be the Nine of Pentacles in this deck, is ripeness. And it's just so, I wish I could explain to you why this is so relevant. Yesterday, one of my trees, it's been slowly dying, right? It's a fig tree, one of the most difficult trees to maintain, let's just say, from what I hear in the research I've done. And yesterday, one of the leaves, one of the very last leaves, actually 3 fell off. Well, I started picking them off. It just broke off so easily. I didn't mean to. It wasn't one that actually looked like it was dying. It actually looked okay. I thought it would live. And it came off so easily. And this is the energy I get from this. Like, when you've hung on, and the interesting thing about it is that leaf wasn't dead. There was nothing dying about it, but the tree, like, it was ready to go, right? So it really is the truth about ripeness. Like, it's not being overripe. It's not being done with. It's like, it's time to break free of whatever it may be. Now, these are apples and they are on a tree because apples grow on a tree. So for me, it gets even deeper. I didn't even look at all of this part of it yet, because trees for me in readings are family, or they are foundations, or something that involves people. It's not, you're not just falling on your own. I don't know what fruits do, but there's a deeper message here. So someone is ready to break free. It's almost it can be from anything, okay? Because I don't know, the word that was just trying to come out there was almost like a community, which is another very strong message. Very interesting. So let me just continue here. We have totality. So when I saw this, my first thought was they're totally ready to break free. But this card is so deep. This card has 3 people in it. And, like I said, I'm not reading it from the book, but the energy I always get here is someone's feet are being hung onto, and someone is trying to be like, come, I have my hands open, I'm ready for you. And this person in the middle is like, I'm trying to come to you, but I can't move. My feet are being hung onto. So with this, it's like, it's about to pop off. It's about to happen, which is really cool. Now, the third card that came out is, what do they call it? Thunderbolt. Okay, I was going to say thunderstorm. It's a tower energy, right? So this is something that is very powerful. And like I said, it's the energy of a birth, because it may look easy, but I don't have a kid. Almost everyone I know, every female I know does. And they all have different stories that they tell me. Many of them tell me that they had to give in to whatever the drug is. Whatever that drug is, you have an option to take. Like, they had to. They said as soon as they felt the first whatever. So many of them say that. It's like, I thought I was going to go natural. Screw that. So that's funny. But it's that intensity. It's that. And who knows? Maybe that may lead to something else, because maybe your person may need to numb themselves a little. It's actually, like, these messages, for me personally, I know the bigger message because of the way my last 24 hours have gone and the little things that have been happening. It's all part to help me explain this to you better. So I also want to tell you what's going on here. I'm just going to grab the top of a few cards just to give you an idea of what's going to go on here, regardless of what we hear, okay? So your person is breaking free. This is something that is going to be very intense. And I get this energy. Your person might become a little bit bipolar. And it's just like they're going through an intense moment and they may not want people to see that. So they're trying to just put on a happy face, right? And they're also at the same time breaking free from the past that they have been clinging on to. So they're going to have this moment and they're like, no, I'm finally, like, I really have done it. But this brings up more, I'm going to say scarcity, but more fear, literally from their past lives or from their ancestors or from their lineage, and part of what they're breaking free from, it's not just their community that they know now. That's not even the major message. It actually is their lineage community. So it's the energies that are like within them that they may not even directly know these people that these energies came from. It's really interesting. So this person is going to have this courage and there's going to be a new beginning here, but there's also going to be a time where this person really steps back. There may be a few times when this person comes into your life with that bipolar energy, and it's not bipolar. It's like, it's just 1 second they're happy and 1 second they're really focused on something else, which is this birth, right? Or this new beginning that they are going through. So they are going to retreat. They are going to go to silence. And then even still within the silence, they're still going to have people trying to cling on to them and hang on to them and drag them back in to their sheep community, and I like, whatever, it is what it is, right? And it's really important for your person to actually stay focused on the internal work that they're doing. I do feel your person will do that. But once again, they go through this alone. And it's okay, because I love the way that this like little story I got here ended, because it's like they do go through this alone. So it's that same energy again of this back and forth. But now they've broken free. They've broken free of everyone because they're finding themselves and they're finding their own truth here with all this intensity. And then we have the consciousness energy here. So this is when they really become at peace. And seeing this story actually made me realize, or at least I believe to be true, that you, the viewers, are at this spot. And that's why you're the one like pulling this person over, or you're trying to be like, look, come this direction, or I'm here, I'm here for you. It's just really cool because it seems like I just get this vibe that this person is getting to this level because you're already there. I don't know if you know it or they know it. I don't know if we all know it or whatever. But this is where they're going to get to too. Anyways, it's deep. So let's just begin. We're going to start with one overall card, and then I'm just going to pull message cards from your person to you to see what's going on. So one card, you can ask a question. All these cards have a yes, no, maybe. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I got to tell you, we're starting with the death card, okay? It's it really is. But I just also want to mention that this has another message with it, because here at the bottom, we have the Three of Swords, okay? So, and the word on this Three of Swords is sorrow. So there's definitely one situation going on that's about sadness and so interesting. I just thought I saw something there. Okay, so let's just begin. It's weird. I just thought I saw 5 butterflies flying around, which would be 5 swords. I don't know. It's an interesting morning. I really have been listening to Joe Dispenza, which means I'm on another level now, because I tell you guys, I can only relate to like the level I'm on, right? And I've been doing his morning exercises. When you guys are ready to do those, it's amazing. It really is. I don't know if they're called morning exercises, morning meditations, and his books. Yesterday, I went through about 5 hours of one of his books. I highly suggest looking for his books, and it's another level. Okay, it's good. So anyhow, answer. If you asked a question, like I mentioned, you could, and do not take it to heart because this is just beginning. But the answer is no, start again. Okay, every card here has some sort of an answer. So let's see what it's saying. The ghostly figure tries to run from death, but signs of disintegration are obvious. The death card is not about physical death. Upright or reversed, it means there is almost no hope that any situation you have asked about can be saved or an old situation resurrected. The fact that the card is upright means you will come to terms with this new reality. And just hang in there, guys. Trust me, because I feel it, because this is good, I'm telling you. Facing profound change is unpleasant, but helps you realize what is important. As sad as it is, all things must pass away to make way for new growth in our spiritual development. It is not easy. Passion, deep emotional ups and downs, and sexual magnetism are all pulling at your heartstrings now. I just have to reread that personally. Passion, deep emotional ups and downs, and sexual magnetism are all pulling at your heartstrings right now. You will have to transform yourself in order to begin again. You must put the past in the past and believe you can find love again. Keep silent regarding what you've asked about. Don't speak about old relationships or even old times. Concentrate on what's happening now and what may be. I have to stop there, guys. This message is crazy because it's really talking about what I've been studying for the last, I'm going to say like 5 hours yesterday, and I don't know how many hours this morning, because I always wake up around 3, but I go back to bed, but not today. I was like in and out. And the first message I get, I'm going to tell you how this relates to you, but then we're going to relate this to your masculine situation that they're dealing with someone else. But the first message I get for you is that, this is not going to come back the way it was. This is never going to be the same. And this is very important if you want to have all of your desires, right? You have to be a new person. And this is all the stuff Joe Dispenza talks about. So it's really cool that I literally was doing the audiobook last night and this is all here. And the reason I had to listen to the part where it talked about the emotional ups and downs and the sexual magnetism is because, I was learning about the lower chakras. And the first 3 chakras really are and it's so cool because that's what affects your fertility zone, your digestion zone, even your confidence, your survival energy here. And it's like spirit or God or whoever you want to say it is, they've created our structure so amazing so that we always have to engage in everything. And even the fact that the food goes through our mouth, but it still has to go through our lower system. And we have to control all of this and have this all in balance for things to work out. So the sexual magnetism part really caught my attention too, because I think for many people here, sex and those lower vibrational things are not going to be so necessary anymore. There is a transformation and it has to start fresh again. And I don't know, let's see where this is going, okay? So putting the past in the past is so important, the way that this relates to you. It's and I was trying to practice this today, not study it, to practice it. And I was thinking of memories, beautiful memories, because I'm really on that high vibe. But I'm how can I remember old memories but have a new me? And I'm maybe that's part of, letting go and going towards what you want, the vision you want. Isn't, no matter how nice your past was, it's not there. It's over there, right? So I'm damn, I have to let go of those cute little memories. But I'm why not? Why not? Why not focus on the future? Okay, so and focus on creating cuter little memories in the future. Okay, so I love that it says don't speak about old relationships or even old times. Okay, because there's no more of that. It's all new from here on. Concentrate on what's happening now and what may be. And it's not what may be, it's what's gonna be. Okay, because that's what it is here. So let's see what else we have. Hope never dies unless we let it die. Well, luckily for you, you don't need to have hope because you know it's going to happen. Don't worry, just have faith knowing everything's happening here. You don't have to hope for nothing, honestly. What is passing away served as a catalyst for transformation in your life karmically. Okay, so now we're getting more into the second part of the message. You were helped to open new doors that you may have otherwise overlooked at this. As the poet Alfred Lord Tennyson said, "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all." Yes, and wonderful. Because what this person is coming out of is a situation where they had love. There's no doubt about it. And what I'm also getting is that it was a situation that they felt they were using different parts of their energy, different parts of their temple, different parts of their spirit, or whatever you want to say. Because in the past, what I get is this person was all about perfection. That's what I'm getting. And they wanted this perfect, ideal look. I don't know why. I'm just getting that message. And in regards to this with the past situation or what your person is going to tell you or wants to tell you, they're telling you like they're coming out of this situation. It is not easy. I have to see what this card is. It just is sticking that out. Like, let's see what that is. Yeah. So it is Two of Cups that's sticking out. And that's a partnership. We know, right? But obviously there's emotions. There's caring there. That's why we have a Three of Swords. You don't have the Three of Swords for no reason. You would have had to really love someone. Like seriously, you know? Think about what you would consider Three of Swords, true Three of Swords. You had to care about the person because you don't get hurt like that for no reason. So yeah, there's a partnership. Someone was trying to paint a perfect the masculine was trying to paint a perfect picture. And, you know, this was a catalyst. This was a catalyst to them getting into this new part of their life, letting go of that circus, you know, contraction they've been hanging on to long enough, and finally breaking free of someone else holding their feet. And, you know, I really feel that when you get to this spot, your biggest, for you, the viewer, because I feel you're here, I feel your biggest concern isn't about sex, isn't about those like lower level things. It really is about the truth of this connection. And it's so intense for a reason, you know? So you're both meant to get like this. There's no two people in here. It's just one person, right? And I almost feel, I don't know why, I'm just noticing this. I think there's a picture and it like cuts a face in half and it looks like both are like looking at each other in the silhouette. That's so bizarre. This morning, I sat with my cat on my lower chakras, like he was on my belly and like laying there. And I saw his silhouette, like he was laying across my belly. And I was like, he is the perfect, I think I even took a picture. But he's the cutest silhouette. I just love my cat so much. Like he brings so much love in my life. Okay, so yeah, we're going to move forward, but I do see just energy popping out from that deck of money and taking care of people, okay? So let's begin. Where do we start? Let's go here. I want to actually pull one from here. Where do we start? With the messages from the masculine to the feminine. Yeah. Wow. I was just going to say, like, they don't know what to say. It's so weird because this is the remembrance card, and I don't know why, but I just saw remember, and I feel like your person wants to, you know, create those memories again in their mind. All they have is those past memories. They have to realize as well, like everything I just said is so funny because we come back to this energy of remember. And it's so powerful because it is like, remember all that beauty, remember everything. Now we need to start moving forward, but here's your person bringing up the frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul in body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. So this is all about the connection that you and this person have. And there is something actually to remember. It's to remember that you have this connection. That's one thing you will not let go of moving forward. So your person right now is kind of in nostalgic energy where, and this is probably what's pushing them, right? To finally let go. To be like, yeah, like I want more of those. I want new feelings like those ones. So let's just see what's at the bottom, just because I like to. Universal love. This connection, we already know, between you and this, it's so special. It's so bizarre. Like when I really think about all these connections we have and all the people I've done readings for, sometimes I get so lost in my thoughts about it because I'm just like, whoa, like it doesn't even matter if this is twin flame or whatever. Like the way things intertwine and what happens, it's so bizarre for the people I read for. And maybe it's for everyone. You know, maybe everyone's life is so bizarre. It really is. So this is a universal love. This is a love that you connect with this person from who knows when ago. I wish we knew all the answers because I really feel like there's so much we don't know. And I know there's so much we don't know, but when it comes to these connections, it's like, were we really together in the 1800s or the 1700s or like even further ago? Oh my gosh, I just got the craziest sign on my computer. But yeah, you probably were. It's just when you sit there and you think about it and think about how amazing we are and how lucky we are to have this experience, it's so bizarre. Like nothing happened out of nowhere for no, just random. No, it's all connected. And that's why, like with all the coaching I do or the lessons I've learned, you connect it once you move forward. You don't connect it from where you are. You have to get to the next crazy thing and then be like, oh my gosh, like all of that happened because like all of that happened. So yeah. So I feel like this person is remembering you. I feel like this person is remembering your connection and that you've been together in another time. Like you have. Do you ever sit there and just really think about it? And it's not just with your person. I'm sure you could think of a few people that you have met and you've had such a connection with, whatever type of a connection it is. And you're like, wow, like when you really think about it, like there's more to that. How many more do we want? Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we have two here. I want to start here. I don't know why. I am your friend. It's painful seeing how quickly I can become your enemy. So for many of you, obviously, there's been an issue, okay? And it scares your person for sure. That's what I'm getting from this. I mean, we're only at the beginning of it. I just feel a lot of energy with this because I do feel that your person thinks of you as their like best friend, because there's not that you had all these best friend moments. And maybe you did. Maybe if you really like, you did, but it's just that they feel the most comfortable with you. They know that there's something there about honesty. Okay, let's see what's here. I can see that my anger has been destructive and that I've really hurt you. Something happened here for these, whoever's going to relate to this masculine group here. And I'm happy we got the side story first because clearly, first of all, you got to let it go. You can't hang on to that. And you can't worry. For some of the masculine, maybe they're making it harder on themselves than they have to. Because I know, like, I'm sure at times my person has felt like they've done more, like they've done something to me and I'm like, can you just shut up and get over here? Can you just like not even remind me? I didn't even remember. So it's frightening to me that we see things so differently. Okay, clearly. What has happened? Let's see what else we have. Talk to me like I'm someone you love. I was making a big deal out of nothing, out of something that just isn't that important. I want to let it go. And right now, I don't need a lecture. I need your love. That is beautiful. So this is what I kind of feel here. Okay, I feel like your person has made some story up in their head, to be honest. Sure, maybe you've had an argument or a disagreement. But your person is coming to terms that it is okay to see things differently. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is frightening to your person. It's weird. It's like your person, I don't know, I'm just thinking of like this thought I had before, but I don't remember it and I didn't write it down. But it had to do with the person, like your person being so timid, even if you don't know that. And for some of you, you know, I got a cat, a 10-year-old cat last year. It has been my biggest masculine lesson because if I do anything, like my cat can have whatever he wants. I love my cat to death. I've never hurt my cat. If I do anything kind of loud or I don't know, if I like, I don't know, fast, I could traumatize him for a good 10 to 15 hours. He will like hide. He will. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, like I did nothing. So I had to, and there was a time once I accidentally shut the door on him because he was so scared. He was causing the drama and damage by being so scared. Like he ran out, but I didn't know when the door is shut, and then he hated me for days, right? But it's been my biggest lesson because I realized sometimes we have to learn how to work with other people's energies. And it's not that you have to lessen your energy or anything like that, but you might be dealing with someone that's extremely sensitive, I guess, would be, you know, you can frighten them. They feel like you're their enemy. Like you're not their enemy. You know what I mean? I just feel like this person's making some stuff up in their head, okay? And yeah, maybe they did say things that really hurt you and you had an argument. But I feel like the feminines are able to get over this a lot easier and quicker. There's some sort of like a discoordination there. And it would make sense, right? If you and your person had an issue, you're over there like waiting for them to come back. You're like, okay, like let's hang out now. And they're over there like, you're my enemy. I'm scared as heck of you, fire-breathing dragon. You know, it's okay. It is okay. Because here I like it when it says, talk to me like I'm someone you love. But I don't feel like if maybe it sounds like I'm saying it aggressively. No, I feel like this person, because it says like, I need your love. You know, isn't that what we all want to say to people when we have an argument? We just want to say like, let's just drop it and let's just be in each other's arms and just love each other. But it does, it's here. This person does see they were making a big deal out of something that just isn't that important. Oh my God. Okay, I talked about this on my Patreon, but today the lesson came to truth. And let me just give me 1 minute. I was saying how don't complain about things that aren't important because everything is an interaction and our brain takes on everything. Even this. Sorry, I'm going to tell you this though, because it will teach you something. And I always was making this ice cream I told you about. So I was buying this cream and the cream was always on sale. Even when the tag would go black instead of red, it was the same price. And like, I don't know why it frustrated me and I should never have complained about it. But anyhow, I saw the manager because I talk to him all the time because I always have something to say. I'm like, hey, you're the manager. I'm like, why do you guys say this is on sale? And it's never been on sale. It's always been the same price. So I was telling Patreon, I'm like, you know, that was something I shouldn't have done because that conversation stuck in my head. It's taken up my time. And anyhow, I'm like, don't complain because like, and don't have those conversations. They're unneeded. I'm like, who knows what the difference is, like 10 cents or something. And then today I went to the store and I had to walk by the manager because he was letting the people in because that's the only store that's open here. So I'm like, hi, whatever. And I thought about the cream. And so I went upstairs, but I'm so happy. Now it's regular price. I'm happy because I'm not buying it because it's too expensive. But I'm like, wow, that whole time, like I should have just shut up and not said anything. It was so not important. And now it's 69 cents more expensive. And it's not that it's too expensive, but I am a penny pincher, right? And I'm not a penny pincher, but I'm like a bargain girl. So when I see that now, I'm like, well, I'll wait for it to go on sale. So point being here, your person too is realizing like some things just are not important. And it is the absolute truth. It really is. Okay, guys. So let's get some more messages here. Learn the lesson from me. Learn the lesson from me. Oh, what's going on? Hi, everyone. I'm going to look here. I'm going to try to not look too much because, you know, I get talking on Saturdays and I'm going to try and keep this video up. But when I get talking too much, oh my gosh, I just told you my grocery store, just, you know, pick and choose what you focus on. Really. See what we have here. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, this is so cool. It's just so cool that, you know, we got all these ones here and then we have these ones, kind of more of a upbeat energy here. So the first card is I want to get away with you alone. And these are my cards that I made. I still haven't, I'm waiting for my other cards that I actually did get printed, but they're not here due to Canada Post, I guess. So anyhow, I have two cards here. The way this works is I began with these cards and I'm like, that's not enough of a message. So I wrote up a whole bunch of more messages and I posted them on the cards randomly, which is the most craziest thing because they go together for most of them, like 90%. So I want to get alone with you. And then it says, I will be back. It will be made right. So, you know, I do, first of all, feel like I said with that other message we got there, like there is going to be this in and out energy with your person. This is actually the card of the Page of Pentacles for my deck, which is someone seriously saying like, I will be back. Okay, I will. So I know you are the one, my twin flame. And it says, I want it, I got it. So that's the second message there, King of Wands energy. So this person knows, they know that you are the one. Like, I don't think many of I don't know, maybe your person does use the terminology twin flame. Maybe that's something new to them. I could see some of them being like, wow, I figured it out. There's a word called twin flame. You're my twin flame. But they know you are the one. I'm just trying to get that. I don't know. There's something awesome about this energy with this card, but I don't know what it is. Your person may be very, gosh, it's a little bit, you know, some people are excited, but they don't show it. And I wonder what those people do. I'm like, do they just sit in their privacy and be all excited and then come out and look like they're not? Just like, because I don't know, I pick up that type of energy sometimes. So I want to make love to you only. I thought it said an only you. To you only. Okay, yeah. Well, we never doubted that. So it says here, I know exactly what I want. It's not about dissatisfaction, though. That does not help. I know exactly what I want. Dissatisfaction. It's not about dissatisfaction. Listen, like I said, some of the messages don't coordinate with each other, but the first part of the second message does. I know exactly what I want. And here it comes back to, I want it, I got it. Now, I don't know what the heck I was writing there, but that's why these cards haven't been printed yet. So something about dissatisfaction doesn't help. So I think this person doesn't want dissatisfaction. Okay, none of us do. So I did not realize the mistake until it was too late. Yeah. This person just probably didn't realize, like, they were, first of all, the mistake is letting us know you're frightened. We didn't frighten you. No one frightened him. But okay. I don't know. It's just, it's saddening a little, or like, just like, not really, I'm not sad about it, but it's just like, why do they have to feel like the feminine, like they become an enemy? I just don't like it when, like, you didn't become my enemy. I didn't even know you were that mad, type of a thing. So anyhow, they didn't realize the mistake until it was too late. Yeah, them getting overworked. It says, yes, I did what I did. I forgave myself. And I'm asking for nothing. 7 of Swords. Like I said, some of these won't match. But isn't that interesting? This person is realizing what they did, and it is a good thing for them to forgive themselves. And Joe Dispenza said this like crazy sentence yesterday in that in one of the programs I watched, wasn't the book. And I said it to myself this morning because I think it's something we should all say. And he had said it to his daughter. He's like, she did this awesome thing, but he's like, do you regret any of it, or do you feel guilty for it? And she's like, nope. And he's like, good. And he's like, you should never feel guilty or regretful for anything you do. And I just thought, you know what? If we could have all told ourselves that, I think we would have all had a lot easier of a 20s. You know what I mean? So I know I can trust you. Simple. No second message. Love it. Right? I know I can trust you. Okay. So I don't know that answer right now, so I stay silent. I notice that that's on the top here. It must be balanced and fair for all, not just us. So it's interesting, right? That is interesting, actually. Let's see what else we're getting here. So this will be more of an overall message from this deck, and it might be some guidance. My deck is upside down. Ironically, the wounds you take cover behind are the exact thing that imprisons you and causes you to suffer. I'm going to read more in a second, but it's so true. Because, okay, I have to relate this back to what I learned yesterday. And it's like we are so eager to explain our past because it's kind of what made us who we are, right? But it's often we bring up the wounds. Like, you know, I had a crazy car accident when I was younger. And I'm just saying for real, but like, first of all, I stopped telling that story a long time ago. But it's true. It was kind of like, wow, like I got out of this accident untouched, unscathed, but it changed my life because I became really depressed after. Like, you know what I mean? And it was something that brought me into this path of life. I never really talk about that, but I'm just relating it because it's perfect. It's a perfect example as to how we hide behind our wounds as if they're our badge of honor. So this just goes with this message for you, for advice, and because I don't know how we get the message across to our person without just doing it for ourselves, you know? It's just time for full, fresh starts is really what it is, okay? What does this say? Every time you focus on, relive your wounds without learning from them, you engage your body, your pain body. Are you reliving or learning? Oh my gosh, this is so Joe Dispenza. Like this deck should be written by him. So everyone, I have to tell you this, okay? Our bodies, when we're manifesting, so this is the new key to manifesting into my coaching. I'm going to add this key in there because we're all about the emotions and stuff. And yeah, very important to being in a happy emotional state. Like, why not? Some coaches will say like, oh, you don't have to be. Sure, you don't have to be, I guess, but why not? Why not be in the positive state? I personally do think you have to be, but you do what you want. But what I learned yesterday is that our bodies hang on, and I kind of knew this, but like I got a good detailed description with this. It hangs on to our traumas. And even if mentally we kind of break free from a trauma, our body goes back in there and our body is part of our tool. So this is all part of our vessel. And when our bodies go back into that energy, it's like reliving. Our mind doesn't know. Because our mind doesn't know. That's why you can create your future by living in the future you want, right? Our mind doesn't know. So when our body goes back into that energy, our mind also doesn't know. And our mind thinks that we're there in that spot where we were hurt or whatever it was that we hung on to. And you can hang on to anything. Ugh. I just thought of something I've hung on to. I know I had, like, once someone, like, they grabbed me, but they grabbed me really rough and I didn't know them. And actually, still to this day, like right now, when I think about it, I just remember like how much it hurt. And I remember I wasn't trying to show that hurt because it was like a pinch, right? But I was like, let go. Like, I was like, you know, I moved away, but it's true. That was probably 20 years ago, but like even thinking of it. So now I have something to release, right? But we do have to teach our body, like, and actually what I'm feeling there, because I'm so in alignment right now, get into this meditation in the morning, is I feel it in my gut. And this is our fight or flight energy here. The first three chakras are very, it's like they really can affect us, right? Because it affects our digestion, it affects our fertility, and it affects our flight or flight. And some people have lived in fight or flight way too long. I'm one of them. I told you guys. I didn't realize I was saying that, but I told you I've been in that like before, not now, but for so much of my life, I was surviving. Always had to survive. Like I had to take care of myself and survive. So that was my lower chakras that I was using and overusing, you know? Anyhow, I've talked for too long. I'm getting off. Please look up some Joe Dispenza if you feel you're on that level, because honestly, I tell you guys this all the time. There's so many people just like Joe. Years ago, I would never listen to him, ever. Even Eckhart Tolle, there was a time. I don't listen to Eckhart right now, and I go through these phases. But the higher I get, I'm like, whoa, like I understand Joe all of a sudden. I'm like, what the heck? Like I could have listened to him 6 years ago. But it comes when you're ready for it. So maybe you just want to plant that seed and just like listen for a second. If it doesn't relate with you, throw it away. Don't listen to it. Let's find someone that you can hear. For me, for the first 8 years of hearing my messages, it was Abraham Hicks every day, all day. And now I never listen to her anymore. Nothing to do with anything bad at all. I'm now moving up. I'm evolving. So that's what I recommend. I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. I hope you got a message here. Let's pull from here. Did you guys see how Isn't life so funny? It's always testing you though too. So if you were here for the beginning, I showed you guys the deck and I was saying how I've been seeing the yes at the bottom of the deck like nonstop. And now, so I shuffled and everything. Look where we're at. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't. It's all tests. It's okay. Sure, it's okay. So we have romance. We'll take them both just because. And we have helpful people. So I want to just, romance is our message here. So romance is on the way. I have no doubt in that, right? But it might be in and out because this person is still going through things. I'm just saying that. But I just want to mention with the helpful people. And I always mention this. Well, not always. This is my new thing now. With helpful people, every person that you meet or come across on your path is someone helping you get to your final destination. And that's the most amazing affirmation to say. I just created it right now. But like, that's what it is. And if you truly believed that every single person, one way or another, you don't know how it gets connected because you don't know until after, right? Of us saying that. They're all helpful to you. And I wanted to also tell you a message because I see that unlikely here. And I want to mention this. When you're manifesting, because I know a lot of you on here are really, it doesn't matter if you don't think you're manifesting, okay? So when you're manifesting, I just want to say, when you really are on the right roll, you might find people come into your life to test you. So you may have some people that you're really happy to hear from or something like that. And I had this experience happen recently and I shrugged my shoulders. I said, thank you, goodbye, because I know that means I'm closer to getting exactly what I want. But you may have people come in and you're happy, like, oh, an old friend or whatever. And then they may, bring up stuff that you don't relate to anymore. So those are people that are helpful, but it's not like it's, you know what I mean? It's not going anywhere with those helps. There are going to be people like that. It's an important message to pass on because there's all these little things that happen when you truly are manifesting. And often it has to do with setbacks or something that looks like a setback. I don't know why this always happens. And then sometimes there's beginner's luck too, where it happens really quickly, but then you get a setback. So just know everything is working to get you in the direction you want to go or where you want to be. Stay focused on your future vision. As much as some things from the past are great to talk about or remember, take your minute, remember it, and then replace it with what you want in the future. And just go about your day with that. Okay. Thank you so much for your likes. I really appreciate that because that is a huge help. And thank you for everything else, just for being on here and for joining me and for comments. What is the month? Or not the month. Yeah, what is the month? Like I'm losing track of time. No, the day. Okay, it's the 6th. I'm just thinking on the 15th, I'm going to do pull a card. So like, we'll just go through this deck, I guess, or some sort of a deck, who knows. And I'll pull a card for a few of the people, like whoever's on here. It's been a while since I've done that because it can be really energetically crazy. Anyhow, thank you so much for everything, for joining me, for Patreon. Patreon is our own little world. Yeah, so I'll leave that at that, and I really appreciate you all.